In order for every student as a learner at Bayview School to be career, college, and world ready in the 21st century, what do we need to understand? What do we need to commit to? And what do we need to implement? That question has led us 4 years later to committing to be a school of inquiry.
Someone way smarter than me once said that the most dangerous words in business are, "This is how we've always done it." And those are really dangerous words in the Burlington-Edison School District too.
Most of our initiatives have been reform initiatives, and this has been a transformation initiative. Reform is just trying to do what you do better, picking one thing or two things or a few things out of current practices and changing them. Transformation, however, is really taking a whole learning community and a whole system and creating the conditions that support all adults and all kids.
Over the last couple years, I feel like I've really transformed my classroom into more inquiry-based.
I think the most unique thing about Bayview is that it's a yes culture. It's a culture where we're encouraged to take risks, we're encouraged to be innovative. There's nothing that is off limits, and teachers are really encouraged to be risk takers and really push the envelope and be outside of the box.
In the 4 years that I've been at Bayview, I've seen a really dramatic shift in the way that we approach teaching and the way that we approach learning in our classrooms.
And the reason why I love our inquiry approach at Bayview is because students have stopped looking at me as the disseminator of knowledge, right? They don't see their teacher necessarily as being the person that all knowledge is derived from.
That concept-based inquiry approach allows kids to be able to have this spark for learning that I've never seen before as an educator in 19 years. A lot of adults were taking massive risks with their instruction, changing from a teacher-taught, teacher-centered classroom of direct instruction to a highly engaged inquiry model.
What is my place when I'm in the classroom?
Well, we've changed the language, so it's not about instruction. It's really about activation and facilitation, and that activator teacher is somebody who is really sparking inquiry within students.
I think that inquiry means to grow your mind and be growth-minded and just go through things and try to learn new things.
I think something that's different about Bayview than other schools is we really encourage children to ask questions even when they think they know the answer, but they're not positive.
I think it means that you're curious and you want to learn something and keep going forward and make your brain bigger and smarter.
And what we've seen from kids, it's hard to measure it, but it's so blatantly obvious as we watch it in front of us, the levels of learning that are occurring in every single one of our students.
Well, I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago maybe, that we started bringing our learner attributes into our school.
And they're basically dispositions that we want all of our kids, as well as our teachers, to have to be better learners and better citizens.
The past couple years, I think they've gotten a lot more developed and are a lot more clear now because we've been really studying them and knowing exactly what they mean and how we can portray that in our daily lives.
So my students focus on being compassionate, growth-minded, risk takers.
Flexibility, which is being able to move along and go with the flow.
I really focus on being growth-minded and being an inquirer.
Risk taker means to be brave and to not be scared of other things and to just do it. I was a risk taker right now while we were videotaping us on our slideshow. Resilient means that you won't give up, and no matter what challenges you face, you will keep going.
Thinkers. I think being a thinker is one of the areas that I've seen our school transform.
We're all engaged in our learner attributes. It doesn't matter our age, it doesn't matter what our title is, that we are all engaged in the same work together and building a better learning environment for all kids and adults.
Our lessons don't lock skills and knowledge in time and space. They're able to understand what we're learning at a conceptual level and be able to transfer it to situations within the classroom and within the school, but also to their lives outside of school.
We have the power individually and collectively, we have the power to be able to influence and impact our backyard in Skagit County, and we have the ability to impact and have an influence and be impacted by our global society. And how are we prepared to be able to be participants and citizens in our global world.
I like Mr. Darragh.
Oh no.
Who's your favorite principal?
I'm thinking of something good to say. Give me a second. Totally not Mr. Darragh. Oh, that was sarcasm.